Welcome. You're listening to the Leading Hope Podcast. My name is VJ Williams here with my friend and Pastor Kevin Jack. Thank you for joining us and taking time out of your day to become a better leader. If you're new, welcome. We release a new episode every Wednesday. We would love for you to download that on your favorite podcast platform and hit the subscribe button. Get that delivered each week, and also share this with a friend on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And please rate and review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. You won't believe how that helps get this podcast in the hands of so many more leaders just like you, trying to get better like us. Visit leadinghope.online. Get updates. Find out more about the Leading Hope community. Man, this has been an interesting discussion.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And it's so important to where we find all of ourselves in what we do daily, not just weekly or monthly, but a daily decision. And we're going to continue this discussion. This is episode 223, From Shepherd to Leader, part 2.
Part 2. So again, quick recap.
Yep.
We're making the distinctions between shepherd defined as care and leader defined as movement, helping people see that leaders are not absent love, because that's not leadership.
Right.
You have to care for people. You have to love them. But to see that, so you don't get stuck in a spot in which you're just caring for the same people in the same spot over and over again. What does it look like to build on that foundation of care to add the skill set of leadership by making some of these distinctions between the focus of a shepherd versus the focus of a leader?
Yeah, I think that's so good. And we walk through 3 different points, topics, lists.
Yeah.
Last week, and we've got, 3 more today? 4 more today?
We'll see.
Whatever.
We got 7 total.
We got 7 total. Okay.
Yeah. Let me recap the 3 from last week real quick. So we've got first one, shepherds will help people continue to grow regardless of where they are, while leaders will hold people to a standard, develop them up, or move them on. Focus, shepherds just say, they're growing or they're good. Leaders know what the standard is.
It's good.
Second one, shepherds will apply their time based upon proximity and need. Leaders will apply their time based upon potential. Third one, shepherds will always do what they feel is best for the individual, while leaders will always do what they feel is best for the individual and the organization.
Yeah.
That both goals are in mind. And I just want to add in here, we said this last week, I qualified in there, will always do what they feel is best.
Yeah.
Because they don't know.
Right. That's good.
Like, these are judgment calls at all times.
Yeah.
How do you know what's best?
Yeah.
God does.
Yeah.
Ask him.
That's good. Great. So now we get to dive into the other parts of this list, which can't wait.
So this one was added by one of our staff who originally I was having this conversation with, of saying, hey, you focus more on shepherd than leader. And so I was just kind of in dialogue with him through about this. And I thought this was a great example that he said. So this is our 4th one on the list, that shepherds believe leading by example is enough. And leaders know they need to pull more levers than that. That the shepherd has this mindset of to go, if I just do what I'm supposed to do and show what servant leadership looks like, everyone will naturally follow suit. And a leader is aware that that is not the case. Leading by example is essential, but leading by example alone is not enough.
What does need to pull more levers mean?
So let me give the common ones that I see that shepherds avoid.
Okay.
The rebuke.
Okay.
Or the critical conversation, the come to Jesus meeting, whatever you want to call it in those moments. Shepherds really think, well, if I just keep leading like this, eventually they'll lead like me. You go, that leaders know that's not the case.
Got it.
That course correction has to happen.
Yeah.
Leaders also know that that's on the negative side of it. They also know they need to pull more levers on the positive side. They need to share stories. They need to cast vision. They need to clarify outcomes.
Yeah.
And to go, it's not enough just to go, hey, I'm going to do all this. So people, if I could then take it into the pastoral world where people, like Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ.
Right.
And people go, well, that's all we need to do. Yeah, he also wrote 13 letters.
Yeah.
I mean, if follow me as I follow Christ was enough, that's the only thing he would have written.
Yeah.
He wrote a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
Because a whole lot more was needed. And just to be clear, most of it was rebuke.
Well, yeah. I mean, he followed that up with stop conforming and be transformed. Like, that wasn't an easy conversation.
And so it's
We're not conforming to nothing.
Yeah. What I think is shepherds so value peace and harmony that they use that. I lead by example. They use that as the excuse for why they shouldn't have to do all those other things that are actually uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's true. I have no retort.
Good. Number 5, a shepherd is more present. A leader is strategically absent. A shepherd is far more visible, accessible. These are good things. I want to be clear. But at all times, where a leader knows when it is necessary for them to actually get out of the room. And this is an idea we've talked about at length before. The idea that as a leader, your goal is to help your people be able to do what you do.
Right.
They can't do what you do if you're always there.
Right.
Like, you have to leave for them to be able to step into that.
Yeah.
Where a shepherd always stays present.
Yeah.
And at their best, their motive is relational connection. I believe at their worst, which is probably far more common than any shepherds really want to admit, is they want to feel needed. And so they never leave the room because they want to stay needed in that position.
Yeah.
Like, the leader delights in the person who no longer has to ask for help.
Yeah.
The shepherd loves being asked to help because it makes them feel important and it makes them feel valued.
Yeah.
That's probably unnecessary to draw those distinctions quite so clearly because it's true of everyone.
Yeah, and that's why the context is so important here, and that's why I said it's generally a lot of these. I don't want to overgeneralize it, but like it's organizational.
Yeah,
like first in this because like by definition, like a shepherd in the ancient text isn't leaving their sheep, or they will leave.
Correct. Correct.
Like, and so I get it, but then it's also not going to help the sheep do anything other than be sheep.
Yes, exactly.
That's all they'll ever be.
And I think it's
in that context. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah. If you're talking to someone who truly has the shepherd mentality, I don't think this point makes any sense to them whatsoever. And that, because the value is always presence. The value is always relational presence above all else, because they can't fully grasp what happens within development in their absence, what happens within ownership within their absence.
Yeah.
And so I would say it as there are some meetings I need to be in, and the careful distinction I want to make, just to be clear, I enjoy meetings. Don't make that face at me. You're very aware of this.
Sorry.
I do. Yeah. I enjoy meetings.
Yeah.
I enjoy the productivity of it.
I love good meetings.
Oh, agreed. I'm not saying I like bad meetings.
Well,
Stop it.
Gotcha.
Don't even.
I'm with you.
I enjoy good meetings. But there are some meetings that it's better for our team if I'm not there, even if I would rather be there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And my role in those moments is not to satisfy my desire.
Yeah.
My role in those moments is to do what's best for the team.
Yeah, that's great. No, that makes complete sense. And you had to make a shift at some point to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great.
So example, just real clear. We have 1:00 meetings every day. We have 3 different teams, our central team, our innovation team.
Every Monday.
Did I say that?
I think you said every day.
Oh, every Monday
Which
at
you
1.
might love.
So our central, our innovation, and our campus team all meet at 1:00.
Yeah.
I will sporadically, once every 2 or 3 months, pop in one of those meetings.
Right.
Rightfully, I would just do it every day.
Yeah.
Every single time. Sorry, every Monday.
Right.
I'm putting it back to every day again.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'd rather be there.
Sure.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to be with the people.
Yeah, it is.
But that's not my job.
Right.
My job is to empower.
Yeah. It's great. No, that makes complete sense.
All right, number 6. We're just rolling through these today. I believe this is the one that I'm the weakest on. Okay. I want to say this is the one you may hear this and be like, I disagree. And to go, I might too.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
The other ones,
I'll probably like it.
I'm locked in on.
I got it.
Like I'm good. I believe the shepherd overvalues loyalty, and I believe the leader overvalues impact.
Oh,
I think the shepherd cares far more about people staying with them relationally for the long haul. And the leader overvalues what the individual can do in the moment versus the cultural impact they have and versus does everyone like them?
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I kind of agree with both.
Yeah. I think my struggle is I've seen some really toxic leaders way overvalue loyalty.
Yeah.
Some really toxic driven leaders way overvalue loyalty.
Yeah.
And it's this weird because it's a one-sided loyalty. It's I expect you to be loyal to me and to the organization, but as soon as I'm done with you, I'm done with you.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, and
Right.
so that's where I have a hard time drawing the distinction.
Yeah.
But to say it as like, I think this is one of the inherent problems, not here, but with most churches in small groups,
Oh, yeah.
is they put shepherds over small groups, and then shepherds value that loyalty. And so then when it comes time for the group to add people or to multiply or
We're
to
closed.
start new groups, the shepherd always wants to breed it towards, hey, let's circle the wagons and let's make sure we stay together forever.
Boy,
Big deal.
I mean, we could talk about that for a minute, right? I mean, it's that is absolutely true. I
Yep.
would love to talk to someone that would refute it specifically, just and not out of spite, like to actually understand if it's not true. What are you doing different in those
Yeah.
settings? Because it's the Forrest Gump getting on the bus, seats taken, right?
I was not expecting a Forrest Gump reference to
you
jump
just got one.
in the middle of
but
this.
it is absolute.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, we would love for to open up your groups to some new people that are coming in, and we would love to do that this weekend. So anybody wants to sign up,
There you go.
one name,
Yep.
we'll do it. And it's like, wait a second.
But it's this weird thing, even in how churches promote it, 'cause we're saying, hey, like as this small group leader, we want you to shepherd these people. Well, the shepherd naturally just keeps people together forever without adding anyone.
Yeah.
And so you go like, inherent in the qualifications for the leader is the problem that you're trying to fix.
This is hilarious. You ready? Like in that scenario, and like I'm like small groups too. The shepherd, like the only way more sheep get in the shepherd is if they have babies. It's the same thing with a small group.
That's exactly
like,
right.
You had a baby. Oh, guess they can be here.
That's exactly right. Everyone else needs a whole vote by the group
Right.
in order to add anyone
Right, I guess,
who needs relational connection.
I guess your baby can be part of it. Just keep it in that room and keep it. Shut it up.
If someone who's single in the group gets married, it still takes a process.
That's right.
Like that's not an automatic qualification in.
Yeah, but the fascinating part of loyalty, because I do believe loyalty should be a value. I think there's something there that's important about being loyal. I think to your point, though, it's when it gets one-sided or taken way too strongly for where you're actually at, that it becomes not what its intent to be loyal was.
Exactly.
Right, like the intent of loyal is good.
Loyalty becomes
You're loyal to your family.
Yeah, loyalty becomes chains instead of Velcro.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
yeah.
was meant to be positive connection, not something that was burdening you down.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
So I just see that. I see that especially in conversations I have. And we said this at the very beginning. I was just saying, like, I think the business world needs to embrace shepherding a little more, which we'll get to in the next episode. And the church world needs to embrace leadership more.
Yeah, yeah. I do believe what you said, and I don't know how you wrote it, and I should have put my glasses back on, but you said that the leader over-indexed impact, and I can see that. Now, I hate saying it.
Yeah. Because it's like, here's this person, they're terrible for the culture. No one likes them. They speak bad about everyone, but man, they're good at what they do.
Yeah.
It's like, they're obviously not good at what they do.
Yeah. No, that's good. And I think you can fall trapped to that as a leader sometimes.
All right, let's jump into the last one.
All right.
We've flossed through these today. This has been good. Flossed. Number 7, the shepherd evaluates people based upon their intentions, and the leader evaluates people based upon their outcomes.
Yeah.
Well, how'd he do on the event? Well, it was terrible. No one came. The details weren't planned out in advance. And no one who was there wanted to be there, but they've got a good heart. They can have a good heart and follow Jesus. That doesn't mean they have to be in leadership.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you say it. So the funny part is someone listening, right? I always, and just for people watching, like I literally sit in the seat and try to think like someone is hearing it in their car or in their AirPods or wherever, right? And there's nothing to refute about that if you've been in those, in that environment where you've heard that said. It's like, hey, how did someone do on the task that you gave them? Well, they really wanted to do a good job.
Yep.
Okay.
But what I'll hear consistently is I will hear people with a full shepherd bent defend people because of intentions.
Yeah.
And just to go, I assume as a pre-qualification that you have good intentions. Like, I just assume that's there. That's not enough.
Yeah.
Like, outcomes matter.
Yeah.
Outcomes are important. That's how you have to be evaluated.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's some times where, just taking it on the other side, where leaders become so outcome driven that they overlook the process for the person to get from A to B?
Yeah. But that's like, I don't know how to say this as, I'm making up terms now.
Ooh.
There's obviously toxic leadership. Can there be toxic shepherding? Maybe toxic isn't the right word. Maybe just unhelpful. Maybe codependent.
Oh.
Shepherding.
There's a buzzword.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the right terminology is in there. And I'm not saying it's even the balance of the two, because what I really believe is that your love for people combined with the skills that you have is what is necessary, that you need a foundation and then you can add the skill sets on top of that.
Yeah.
And so I don't believe it's like, oh, shepherding's here, leadership's here. Let's find that healthy balance in the middle and make sure the pendulum doesn't swing too far. I don't think that's the case at all.
No, I don't either. Is there a part of you that will acknowledge, or not acknowledge, but when you say shepherd evaluates people based upon intentions, just what are they actually evaluating? Like, because evaluating would mean they're going to do something about it.
No. We can evaluate without action.
Okay. So I wouldn't even call it an evaluation. I would just call it a
But I don't know how to describe the level to which
you know what I mean,
this happens.
Yeah. I get it. I get it from my seat.
Yeah.
I want other people to understand this concept of if I'm how do you evaluate their intentions?
Tried hard.
Yeah.
Meant well.
Yeah. I guess that's an evaluation. Sure. I'm with you.
And just like, this is constant.
Yeah.
I see church, Christian organization leaders make colossal missteps.
Yeah.
Like, just stupid stuff. And I've sat with presidents who have responded with, well, they meant well.
Got it.
Not enough.
Got it.
Like, it's not enough.
And that's because of the weight of which they've been placed in the position to do what they've been called to do.
Exactly.
Not because of, anything else. They are in this position because they should be moving towards a common goal for the organization and individually.
We must put people in high-level positions who have good hearts. But good hearts are not enough in high-level positions.
That's great.
They also have to have a skill set that can meet the demands of the position.
So good. That's absolutely fantastic. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Let me just read through them real quick.
Yep.
Okay. So all 7 again. Actually, I read the first 3 at the beginning. I'm not going to do it again. You already did. Here's 4 through 7 that we went through today. Shepherds believe leading by example is enough. Leaders know they need to pull more levers than that. Shepherding is leaders is more relationally present, where a leader is willing to be strategically absent. Shepherds overvalue loyalty. Leaders overvalue impact. And a shepherd evaluates people based upon their intentions, while a leader evaluates people based upon outcomes. My hope for this, and we're going to jump into one more next week that is not this list, that's going to focus purely on shepherding. My hope for this is that we help people see this is the difference between the two, and I need to add leadership to my love for people.
It's awesome. All this will be on the show notes too. So if you missed anything, Kevin said we'll have that available for you. Thank you for joining us today. Episode 223, From Shepherd to Leader, Part 2. If you're new to the podcast or haven't yet subscribed, it means the world to us if you did that now. So post about it, rate and review on Spotify, Apple Music. Apple Music. You can listen to music there, but Apple Podcasts is where you'd want to actually write the review. What if you actually wrote the review? Never mind. We appreciate you every week. We love hearing your stories of how the podcast is working in your life and business. If you have a story, DM us, email us, send that to us. We would love to hear from you. And remember, everyone has 20 minutes to learn to become a better leader. Make it count.
Woo!